All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Peter Renna back with another edition of Dollar Bin Digging for you. This week's going to be a little bit different because I didn't get all of these books out of dollar bins. Some I got last weekend out of $2 boxes, or even some price books that were half off. But all the books that I bought were between $1 and $2 that I'm going to share here. So for all intents and purposes, I still feel these all fit the same criteria of my dollar bin digging cheap book kind of thing that I got going on here. So even though it wasn't technically a dollar bin that I pulled a $3 half off book that I paid $1.50 for, I'm counting it because for all intents and purposes, the idea here isn't just to point out where I bought things. It's just books to look for on the cheap that you may find at prices that are well below what maybe they should be, or give you some opportunity to find something that you might want, or something you can do something with on the aftermarket, to make yourself an extra couple of bucks if that's what you like to do. That said, so I'm gonna go break into my stack while I break in my new Storm Shadow glass here, and just go over the stuff that I bought this week for about $1 or $2. Now, I specifically brought up that $3 half off for my first selection here because I found this book marked $3, so I paid $1.50 for it. I found one of these before. This is my second time finding this. The last time I found it was $1. I didn't cover it then, but I'm going to cover it now because this is just an awesome cover. And this is that Wolverine Origins 28 second print cover. You can see there's the price sticker on it. I did cover this in my pickups video because, again, this is a pretty awesome book. This does very well on the back issue market. I'm lucky enough now to have two. I'm probably going to see if I can send one or both of these in to see, maybe get them graded and, see what comes out of it. Sticking with Hulk, I found this one today in the dollar bin. This is a second print for Scar, Son of Hulk. I've just never seen this before, so I just grabbed it because it was $1. I don't think this does all that much or does all that well in the aftermarket, but hey, who knows? With all these later printings, kind of heating up out of nowhere, just regularly printed books that were just on shelves, not incentive variants, not store variants, not some limited edition thing that no one had access to. I know some shops might not order some of the lower print stuff, but still, these are things that were out there. If you have access to a computer, you had access to these books because all of this stuff would have been available, to order online as well, even if your LCS didn't have it. So I consider that everybody had a shot. That said, sticking with these second prints, I also found this one kind of interesting. This is a second print for Red She-Hulk, number 58. I think there's some incentives for this one because I think this is when the title switched over to be a Red She-Hulk book. And you don't see a lot of these the blue bannered second prints out there much these days. Some of them are doing well. I've been picking them up lately, on the cheap because, again, you never know what's going to find heat these days, what announcements we might get for new books, new shows, new whatever, movies. Anything can cause a book to spike anymore. So it's better just be prepared on the cheap to find stuff that's just not easy to find. Because if I haven't seen it before, and I look through a lot of books, I find it hard to find if I haven't seen it. Now, this was just a personal pickup for a second print variant, and this is the Agents of Atlas one. Again, I don't think this does all that well. I just really like this series. I like Agents of Atlas, so I don't believe I had the second print, so I just want this for my collection. So, again, just weird stuff you keep an eye out for. I think, again, you see this is marked $3, so I paid $1.50. And I think that's my last second print for right now. So if that's not your thing, I get it. I'm going to move it on and go with these issues 1 and 2 of Star Wars Obsession. You got that awesome Ventress there in the background. And, again, paid $1 for these. Yeah, $1 a piece. I don't think this is a really hot series yet, but with Star Wars, you never know what's going to heat up. I know I didn't have this run, these Tyrannid Clone Wars. There's 5 issues in this series. Now I got 1 and 2. I got to find 3 through 5. So, gives me something to hunt. These, I think I've put this in Dollar Bin Digging before. It's a book that I found. Not much going on with it yet. It's really just the second issue, but they had both the Convergence Aquamans for $1. I think there's a preview of the new Dr. Fate in Aquaman Convergence 2 here. Issue 1 really does nothing, but they just kind of go together. So, again, you can see these were marked $1, so I paid half. So I paid 50 cents each. So getting both of the two of them for $1, I felt like it was worth it because I could just kind of move the set at some point if that Dr. Fate stuff kind of heats up again. Because there was a time when that new Dr. Fate, those early issues of that run, as well as that preview here in this Convergence book, had that heating up a bit. People paying like $15, $20 at one time. I'm sure it doesn't do that anymore, but still, when something was hot before, there's a good chance it might come back around.
Circular, circle, with the music, the flow.
If the news that made it hot in the first place still hasn't hit. So people might have forgotten about that book, but something happens, we get a Justice League Dark and Dr. Fate's involved. Something like that might cause a book like that to kind of heat up again. Who knows? But for the prices that these are, again, just worth taking a shot. Can't hurt. Can't hurt. This is just a cover that caught my eye. This, I don't think I've seen it before. This Booster Gold 5. You know, you see the Killing Joke kind of homage there going, like a different take on it. Again, just caught my eye. I think it, you know, does a couple of bucks, but for $1, this was definitely worth just grabbing because it's just an awesome cover. All right, what else we got here? Now, here's another Star Wars book. I don't know why I didn't put it with the others, but this Darth Vader 3, and no, it's not the Dr. Aphra one. It's the other one that has the Jedi's first appearance that I can't really pronounce his name. I think it's got an I and there's an apostrophe. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but this is a pretty cool issue. It heated up for a little while. Finding it for $1, I felt like it was worth it. Plus, it's a really clean copy. Yeah, so for $1, took it home. All right, up next, there were I don't want to say a stack, but there was at least like a half dozen of these. I thought about getting more just because it's kind of a cool cover, but I don't like being greedy all the time because it's not like this is a super hot book or sells for a lot, but it does, you know, move for a couple of bucks more. And this is this Captain America No More. It's just an awesome cover with the you know, the flag there behind him. I think it's one of the John Walker books. So this is something that could see a little bit more interest again once we get that Falcon Winter Soldier Disney Plus series and we see John Walker in there. So I probably should have got more than just the one. I already have it anyway, but sometimes you make that call and probably should have made it differently and at least got another extra one, but I just got the one. All right, there's more out there, so hopefully other people grab them. If not, I'll grab them the next time. Same thing kind of went with this book, and again, I thought about it, but it's like one of those things where it's like all or nothing. So it was either I'm going to buy all the copies they have, or I'm just going to get the one. So if one, this is another case where I just bought the one. This is the first Duke Thomas and Batman 21. Again, really clean copy. The other ones there, some of them were a little dinged up, so that was also what shied me away from picking up more of this one. But they did have more copies in the box, so I thought about it, but only went with the one. All right, up next. Now, I have written about this one before, back when I was talking about end of run or late issues in a series, and this is the last issue of Silver Surfer. It did well, I think, 2 years ago when I first wrote about it. It still does okay, but prices are kind of inconsistent. Like sometimes you can sneak at auction something like this for like $5, but then in the same, like within a week, you can also see something like this sell for like $20. Again, final issues and late run issues, they get lower printed. They're harder to find. People trying to complete runs, stuff like that, they usually command a premium. So yeah, it's still something to keep an eye out for. So when I see them, I still grab them for that reason. This is just a pickup to complete my rehash of my Turner Witchblade run. I just don't know what happened to my original one, so I've been picking them up on the cheap lately, and issue 3 was one that I needed, so I found issue 3 out there to put it in the pile. Just a random number 1 pickup, DC Manhunter. I think this also heated up a while ago. I don't think it does all that much now, but again, for $1, I'll take a shot on a number 1, stick it in a box, and see what happens. Just like this Red Lanterns number 1, second print. Again, I know, second print, later printings. I just still grab them when I see them. And yeah, I mean, New 52 doesn't really have a lot going on with it much anymore, but hey, you never know. So for $1, I'll stick it in a box and see what happens. Next up, I think as we're just kind of rounding out here my pickups, I'm not going to show everything all individually. These were just books just kind of to fill in my run. And this is just another title, just been kind of picking up on the cheap if I find things for like $1 or $2. Just kind of fill out that old Spawn run. So I just grabbed a bunch of Spawn issues that I found. These are not hard to find, especially, you know, sub 100 issues. So I got like 54 here. What do you got? Yeah, 59. And there's some great Capullo covers here, like this one. It's issue 70. And 74. And I guess I did show you all of them anyway. And 81. But yeah, again, these are just kind of fill out my run. So I just grabbed them just for that reason. I got a little spreadsheet that I keep on my phone that I just kind of keep with me. So this way I know what issues I need so I can pass by and skip. So I don't double buy because I don't want to have boxes and boxes of this stuff. Because again, these Spawn issues aren't that tough. It's really when you get to that later post like issues like 120 and then like those late 100s and then those early 200s. And then they kind of Spawn has a really weird publishing history where print runs kind of went up and down depending on the popularity at the time.
You get on the horse, it goes up and down and around.
And there are some runs where any issue is hard and worth money. Basically on the secondary market, it will cost you a good chunk of change if you want to add it to your collection. But still, for my own PC, my own collection, that's just stuff that I wanted to fill out that run. Same with I'm almost complete with this one, and some of these were ones that I needed. I think this first one was an extra, and this Hughes Catwoman run. I'm a big Hughes fan. I know I've mentioned it many times before, but 65, I've had it before, but this is an awesome cover. I grabbed the extras, but then I think these next ones I needed for my own run. 73. So when I find this stuff on the cheap, 77. It's a fun little cover. And then this issue 78, which has her fighting cheetah, is also pretty cool. I needed those for my Hughes collection, so find them for $1 or $2. I'm all in. Just like another Hughes Wonder Woman, 197 that I needed. And you got Flash there with her. I've had this before. I've found this many times, but again, I don't know. Whenever I see Hughes, see Jim Lee stuff like that, I end up grabbing it. So here's a Vampirella pinup special. Just OCD, I guess. I just can't leave them in a box. These next few were just kind of interesting. I don't know if they do much of anything. I haven't looked them up yet or checked out what they do. I want to get it out of this bag because this bag is a kind of beat. It's going to make it look like a beat-up copy when it really isn't. And this is an Invincible Iron Man. This is number 6. The variant cover. I think it's a David Aja variant. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but it is pretty cool. I like that, that design. It almost seems like a poster, but I thought that was kind of cool. So there's a few variants in there from that Invincible Iron Man run. I only grabbed a couple because I don't think they're not incentive variants. I don't even know what the ratio or if they're B covers or what it was to get these, but so it's like this issue 22. It's kind of cool. Doctor Strange there with him. And then this issue 24 has a pretty awesome looking, almost like the original suit that he created. I don't know, just cool covers and their variants. I figured I don't see them a lot, so I just grabbed them. Yeah, again, for $1. And there was a whole bunch of Iron Mans in this this box that I came across. So outside of grabbing those, I just grabbed some of these more interesting designed ones. So this is what, Iron Man 55, where they started renumbering, or the dual numbering. So this is also issue 400, but it's got that manga anime kind of style Iron Man there. I know there's a little glare, but I'll put better images in as I want to present this. And then also grabbed these ones, pretty awesome. I'll just grab the whole stack of them. This is issue 86 to 89, and this is also just that kind of like a manga kind of vibe for Iron Man there. It's pretty cool looking to me. So I didn't have these, so I grabbed them because again, they're cheap. Not sure they do anything, but they're just for me. And sometimes it's just what you buy, and you buy the same things kind of multiple times for whatever reason. So to kind of wrap us up, these are some other books I think I've grabbed before. And these are a couple of these Journey into Mysteries. Looking forward to that Loki show. Who knows what we're going to see in there, but I think this is first Eichel in this Journey into Mystery. This is 622. And then 632 is the first Thori, Thor, that Hound. So also a cool book. Grab that every time I see it. And this is just a random mini-series for Loki. Loki #1. I don't know. Again, for $1, I was just grabbing it. So I'm pretty sure I got at least 4 books that I can kind of cover for the article. But this way you got to see all the crap that I was buying for $1 or $2 the last week. And outside of that, I did grab this huge stack. I wasn't going to go and cover these or even show these, but what the hell. I got a couple of minutes. I also, in the same pickups today, I bought a whole crap load of Wonder Woman Hughes. As you can see there, look at that. All for $1. Most of the big ones were kind of pulled out, but these are just various issues from like, what is this, 165 to like a 190, whatever. Some of these do all right. I'll just show shield them off real fast. I have most of these. I need some of these for my my Hughes Wonder Womans. So I just bought them all. Just bought the whole run because Hughes is something you can I can move the extras if I need to. I can put them in a lot. Only paid $1 each. You can. I've seen sales where you can see issues like 12 issues of like Hughes Wonder Woman's. You can get like $50 for like a dozen copies. So if you pay 10, 12 bucks for it and you get 50 back, that's a pretty good return on investment for just doing nothing. You know, as long as the copies are clean, as these ones are, I'm going to keep the ones that I need and just get rid of the ones that I don't. And yeah, see, because it doesn't matter. It's only $1. So as long as I get $1 back, I'm in the clear. And I'll keep the copy that's nicer, the nicest. Like, if my copy's got a tick and this one doesn't, I'm going to keep this copy. But as you can see, just moving through it, here, well, up to 193. You can see I bought this whole huge stack. So it was like at least $20 worth of Wonder Woman books. I know I have this one already, but... And then finally, look, another 197 I bought separately from the last one. So I double bought that one. But yeah, no big deal. So there you have it. That's what I bought this week. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next week.